Man, who would have ever thought you'd see me play a Treyarch product again? Man, I think even the YouTube owner is surprised to see me playing this bullshit in between sessions of fucking himself, man. But anyway, as you guys know, Treyarch rolled out their Black Ops 3 beta, and one of the things that I mentioned in here, we see me trying out the mechanics and shit. We'll talk about the mechanics and whatnot. But anyway, as I mentioned, if someone were to give me a code, I was going to try out the Black Ops 3 beta. A couple people came through in the game in the codes. However, Treyarch decided they were going to roll it out to everyone. It was going to be free to anybody who wanted to test this joint out. So naturally, I decided I was going to give it a test out. So here you see some Black Ops footage and shit like that. And the funny thing is, what you're going to see right here is my very first game and coming back and playing this motherfucker. Now, we're going to talk about all my rust and shit like that, having not played a game in so fucking long. But this was my very first game playing in the Black Ops 3 beta. And you're going to see how fucking rusty I am. You're going to see how many terrible decisions I am. Oh, God, in this motherfucker. You can see it was just fucking awful right there. I don't even know how the fuck I can kill this son of a bitch. But anyway, I got into this motherfucker, and one of the stupid things that I did was I changed the sensitivity without realizing it. So I was wondering, why the fuck am I turning so fast to the side? I didn't realize that I changed the sensitivity. I was trying to change the invert in it. You know what I'm talking about? I like looking up and down in a certain way. This fucking spam sniper rifle, man. No, but anyway, I was trying to change the vertical inverted shit. That's how I personally like to play. But man, that shit just didn't fucking work. So in the end, I was all fucked up playing this joint, man. But anyway, like I was saying, I decided to play this, decided to try it, give it a test out and shit like that. And you're going to notice I'm incredibly rusty. And one of the big reasons is I haven't played Call of Duty in so long. You know, the last time I played Call of Duty, full time we're talking about, was back when I was playing Ghost and shit like that. And I think I stopped playing Ghost at around July or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was playing around that time. That was when I finally said, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. So I haven't played it since then. I went back and played some Call of Duties for the Goodbye PlayStation series. If you guys remember that Goodbye PlayStation 3 series, that was the last time here I'm testing out. I didn't know what the fuck I was just testing everything out. Obviously, this is the first game. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. No, but anyway, so that was the last time that I really played this. So we're talking the last time I played a Call of Duty was probably 15 months ago. And the last time that I probably played it full time was like more like 18 to 20 months ago, whatever the hell it was. So I'm rusty. I'm very rusty. And you're going to notice in this very first game how rusty I am because it just wasn't up to me to play in this game. I wasn't playing. I hadn't played for a while. So it took me a while to get my shit together and get me back into normal and whatnot. So you'll notice that I make a lot of errors in this game. The second game, you'll see I was a little bit better. But the first game, yeah, I did struggle in this motherfucker. Another thing is, I have not played a Call of Duty on PlayStation 4. And one of the big changes has been the controller. Now, I've told this about before. I'll say the story again. You know, when PlayStation 3 was around, the controller decided they were going to have the shoot buttons as the R1, L1 buttons. You guys remember that? Aim with L1, shoot with R1, or whatever the hell it was. So the way I used to hold the controller was I would have my forefinger, middle finger on the top, the shoulder buttons or whatever the hell. So that was how I played shooter games or any kind of first-person shooter. So when PlayStation 4 came around, they changed it more to match the Xbox buttons, where you were going to have like the trigger buttons in the back and whatnot. So now it's L2, R2. It took me a while to readjust my hands back to that. I know people are going to say, well, but you have the option. You could go back to L1 or what. I'll tell you right now. In delaying that, all I was doing was going to be fucking myself up. Because obviously all these shooter games and Sony wanted people to use those back buttons. So I had to change my entire grip on my controller. So it took a while to adjust to that shit. It took in here, I don't know what the fuck, this fucking War Machine. I just took a class because it said it had a noob tube launcher. So fuck it. Let me try the noob tube. Y'all know how I roll in this bitch, man. So anyway, I took this motherfucker not realizing what the hell it does. So I'm trying, I didn't even see what this fucking idiot. Yeah, whatever, man. So you notice, I don't know how the hell to use that War Machine or whatever. I got rid of that shit later. No, but like I was saying, man, so I tried using the shit, and it just did not work on the control. So it took me a while to adjust. Obviously, I've adjusted with Destiny and whatnot, but it took me a while to remember how to play this motherfucker. And one of the other things, as I mentioned, in playing Destiny, obviously I got used to shooting mechanics, but one of the things is, from muscle memory, you do certain things because it works in another game. You're going to see later, I tried to melee somebody, but I ended up throwing a grenade, because in Destiny, the melee button is the grenade button here. Speaking of grenades, this fucker got me with that shit. So naturally, some of the control shit is making me all fucked up. And then obviously the final thing was kind of adjusting to the new mechanics of the game. And you guys saw from the beginning, I was trying to do the double jump. I was trying to do the new specialist class or whatever the hell it is, and I could not use that fucking noob tube to save my life. There you see me slide in this motherfucker. So I was trying to learn all the other shit. I was trying to learn the wall running and whatnot, and there you see we got our ass kicked the very first game. I got thrown into this one in progress, and I think I was the only one that actually finished positive. There was one guy that finished like even in this motherfucker. So right off the bat, I got stuck with scrubs. Speaking of scrubs, look at this motherfucker, spam rifle and shit like that. But anyway, getting into this shit, might as well talk about this joint. You know, I'm not going to rip Treyarch a new asshole over a beta. They're obviously doing something that they haven't done in a Call of Duty yet, is rolling out a fucking beta. And one of the things with the beta is, obviously, this is part of testing. So there's certain things I'm not going to rip this game over. There's certain design decisions I'm certain. This is fucking second place, and I was the one that got in this motherfucker late. But you know, things like the lag. The lag was fucking killing me in some of these games. That was absolutely atrocious. And here's another game. I got thrown in fucking progress or whatever the hell it is. And look at this shit. I'm like, man, you motherfuckers need to shut the fuck up. No, so anyway, so I'm not going to rip them over the lag. I'm not going to rip them over some of the balance decisions between this fucking robot and invisibility and all this other stupid shit. Look, I'm not going to worry about that. I'll rip them over the designs, but this is what a beta is for. This is what a beta is to do. It's allowing you to test what some of the decisions that they made in this game are. And obviously, when it comes to the lag, when it comes to the beta itself like that, there's obviously going to be some things that are wrong, and they're going to have their opportunities to fix. However, there's certain things in this fucking game they're not going to fix. And part of what they're not going to fix is how they've structured this new entire game. They have this whole specialist system and shit like that, and I'll tell you right the fuck now. All of this crap reminds me of fucking Destiny. Almost this entire fucking shit that they have between this guy with the what is that, a spike charge or some shit like that. It feels like a Titan Smash in fucking in Destiny. They have this guy with a bow and arrow, this chick with a bow and arrow. It feels like a fucking golden gun. I'm sure if you keep playing, I think people have told me there's like a Nova Bomb kind of thing. There's probably a self-revival shit. It seems like every fucking thing in this game is inspired by Destiny one way or another. Right here, if you didn't know, this is my first time playing on this map. I kept playing on that prior map. You saw that first map, whatever the hell it was. What was it called? Hunted, I think was the one name of it. I kept playing that fucking map. I only played on the other map. I think Stronghold was the other one. I only played on that other map twice. This time was the one and only time I got to play that night on this fucking map. Right here you see this, whatever the hell it is, that proximity shit or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it was. I was just picking any random shit to place on my character. Because, you know, you're testing stuff out. It's a beta. Who knows? So I was trying all kinds of stupid shit. And I don't know what the fuck was going on. So right here, I'm still learning the process, obviously. So I'm still learning how the damn game works. I'm still learning how to kill people in this motherfucker. But I will say this. This feels exactly like a Call of Duty game. When you get into the basics of it, when you get into just the natural gunplay, it feels like a Call of Duty game. The problem is all the other shit in the fucking game, between all the futuristic mechanics, the super abilities, or whatever the hell this shit is. Oh god, this is fucking irritating. This is not my Call of Duty that I like. This has nothing to do, and then I saw that red shit on my screen. I don't know what the fuck that shit was, or whether a person's close or whatever the hell it is, so I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing, Rem. Yeah, whatever, you guys will see it. Once I got my shit together, and you get into just normal gunplay, I'm not talking about super jumps, and superpowers, and fucking stupid-ass kill streaks. Thank God the dogs, I think the dogs are gone, right? The dogs are gone? I know the fucking, the RCXD car is still in this goddamn game, but once you get past all of that shit, you finally realize this is not how Call of Duty is supposed to be. I mean, the gunplay is fine. The gunplay feels like every Call of Duty game. I was trying to do drop shots in this shit, but for some reason it was so fucking slow. And here I'm using this kinetic armor or whatever the hell it is. I believe it's like Juggernaut or whatever the fuck. Oh man, I didn't know what the fuck. Right here is what I'm talking about. I had to remember what the melee button was, and I didn't know what the fuck this was, and of course, in my panic mode, what did I do? I pressed what would normally be the Destiny melee button. The Destiny melee button is actually what's the grenade here, so I was pressing, after I just meleeed the motherfucker, I had to tell myself, go melee him with the circle button. After I did that, I was like, oh, okay, I got the melee down. So right here, I got a triple spray, just because idiots were standing in the same fucking spot. That's like my one montage moment. But I was trying to fucking, you know, press the melee button. What I ended up doing, I ended up throwing my grenade, man. But anyway, this whole specialist shit, this whole futuristic crap, it's science fiction, man. This is not Call of Duty to me anymore. And this is the problem that I have. I had the problem with Advanced Warfare. It didn't look like Call of Duty. I had the problem with Treyarch just in general because Treyarch's a bunch of fucking cunts. I cannot stand this shit. So I already know. I'm playing this beta just for the fact that it's fucking free. But there is no goddamn way I would spend money on this fucking game. No way. I would not spend a dime on this motherfucker. And because of that, I'm definitely not buying the shit. There's other games that I'd rather play. There's other bullshit. I mean, if I want to play some futuristic shit, I'll keep playing fucking Destiny, whatever the hell it is, man. This is not Call of Duty to me. The mechanics are Call of Duty. But the rest of this shit, go fuck yourself with all this crap. I cannot stand this stupid shit, man. So that's why I'm not gonna be playing this motherfucker. I played the beta. I got my couple hours worth out of content out of this bitch. I had a couple of decent games. This is one of my. I think I went 18-7 in this game. But otherwise, this shit is just not for me. This is definitely not for me. I cannot end there having to mute more motherfuckers. This is definitely not for me. Not gonna buy it. Not gonna worry about it. Definitely not playing any kind of stupid ass Treyarch product in this motherfucker. So there's no way in hell I would play it. I got my fun out of the beta. I'm not even gonna call it fun. I got my entertainment out of the beta. But other than that, definitely not gonna be buying this piece of shit. For this, I'd just rather go play Destiny in this motherfucker, man. But anyway, there you see my scores. You saw my first fucking game, very first game, and all the rust that I had. And then obviously I came back and I got my decent score, 18-7. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I will never play the production version of this game in my life.